I'm Cassandra Vanzant, host of Across the Universe. Come connect with me. I invite you to explore my world and to see what your fairies, your angels, and your spirit guides have to say.
Cassandra at Across the Universe, bringing you an exciting new show today. And I am very excited to introduce our next guest, but let me tell you a little bit about him. Last week I was talking to you about our medical intuitive that we're going to have in the show today. So all of those who are wanting to call in and ask Dr. Emil Faith some questions, please get on the phone lines early because we're going to have a lot of people here. And also those who can't call in, but you want to put something in the in quick, please go ahead and we will try to get to all your questions, or at least a vast majority of them. But let me tell you about my guest first. Medical medium and holistic pharmacist Dr. Emil Faith has practiced in virtually every healthcare setting over the past 30 years, honing his skills as a holistic expert and as a psychic medium and medical intuitive. He holds a BS in biology from the University of California, Irvine, and earned his doctorate in pharmacy from the University of Southern California. As the health whisperer, Dr. Faith has helped thousands of people across the globe solve some of the most complicated and mysterious health puzzles imaginable. He maintains a private practice in holistic and intuitive healthcare, where he works with all health conditions across the globe. Along with his wife, Susan, he is the co-founder of World Wellness Center in Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, I am excited about having him on our show, mainly because he is a medical intuitive. He's also psychic. He's agreed to help with the calls. So if there's any calls that we have here that people want to call in and ask Dr. Emil some questions, I'm sure he will be able to help us. So I will not stop, or I'll stop right now and just bring on Dr. Emil Faith.
Hello, Cassandra.
Hi, Dr. Emil. It's so nice to have you on the show today.
Good to be here. It's exciting. Always fun to talk with you, and looking forward to some fun this evening and some information and just good times. Good to be here.
Let's just get right in on it. I want to just tell everyone about a little bit about yourself. You said that you're a medical intuitive, and exactly what does that mean?
That's a very good question. Well, actually, what it means is I'm able to tune into the energy fields of an individual and determine where energy blocks are, where they lie, what their causes are in most cases, and help clear those blocks using emotional techniques, holistic techniques, including vitamins, supplements, and minerals, and whatever it takes. So energy work, supplements, and emotional clearing, all of that is part of the whole process. Now, tonight I won't do all of that, but I will be, for those who do call in, I'll be able to spend a moment or two or a few moments with you to be able to tune in and see what is going on and shed some guidance on the situation and offer some opportunities to improve that.
And how did you get into this?
Good question. You know, I practiced as a pharmacist for many years, and it started one day, Cassandra, when I was working behind the counter at a retail pharmacy. And I did mostly hospital pharmacy for the first 25 years, but a buddy of mine said, hey, why don't you work this really slow retail pharmacy for me? And I, hesitated and said, if you're only doing 25 prescriptions a day, which is a very slow store, so I can handle that. So I did. Mm-hmm. And I remember one day, I had a gal come up to me, and she handed me 6 prescriptions. half of those to treat the side effects of the first 6 she had given to me the week before.
Oh.
And that was the day I said, okay, now I think we have a little problem here because people aren't getting better. They're spending lots of money on medicines that are causing sometimes more problems than they're solving, and people just aren't getting well as they want to. So it was that day I said, okay, I'm going off. We're trying something different, and ended up getting involved in holistic medicine, primarily in herbs and supplements, began to do my studies there, and that turned into an office practice, and the rest is history.
That's it, huh? Just a little path that you took, right?
Just a little detour, but I knew it was going to be different. I knew in 1981 when I graduated from USC that it was not going to be your standard fare pharmacy, and it's not proven to be true.
I just want to stop for a moment and tell all those who are listening, if you want to call in for questions and answers from Dr. Emil, please call the number 602-666-6027. You're also invited to put some questions in the InQuicks, and I'll get to you there. We do have some callers already holding. Do you want to get to some questions real quick, and then we'll go on a little bit about what you're doing?
Well, actually, can we talk a little bit about, I want to talk about my book a little bit. Can we talk about that now, or you want to talk about that later? Because it really plays into what we're going to be doing tonight.
Which one? I know that you have quite a few.
I have a couple out, but the top 2 right now is the You Are Sensitive book. And I spent a lot of time working with sensitive people who are wired differently, Cassandra, than the rest of the planet. Now, it's a big topic, and I've been working with it closely for the last 20 years, but I've noticed over the years that there are people who are gifted, and you know who you are, who are very sensitive to the energies of other people, who are extremely empathic. If you're feeling alone, wondering what you're doing on this planet, wondering why you're suffering from all these physical and emotional ailments that don't seem to have a cure according to allopathic medicine, and you just feel lost and alone, this is what you're an ultrasensitive. What I call an ultrasensitive. You are sensitive to everything. Foods, medicines, even supplements, and especially the energies of other people. We feel everything. And so the book, You Are Sensitive, if it's your lifeline to getting the answers to why you're different and what that means and how to overcome the challenges that extra-sensitive or ultra-sensitive people face every day. And we'll be talking to those today. And by the way, I want to mention that as we do the readings, Cassandra, I want to be clear that this is not a substitute for a visit with your regular doctor. If you have an issue and you feel you're sick, you should visit your doctor if you're having imbalances that need additional attention. But I will be giving you my impression about what is happening and provide some insight there. So there you have it.
Perfect. I was going to talk about that book because I looked it up and I thought, what does he mean, you're sensitive psychic? But when I seen all of the things that were involved in it, I do have some friends that are very, very sensitive, especially to food and the chemicals and everything that are being put in the foods, and they have a really hard time with that. But these food allergies, people who are have a lot of anxiety, who have chronic fatigue, all of these things, these are the people that you're talking about that are the ultra-sensitive.
Right. That doesn't make us better, by the way. It just makes us different. But in some cases, it offers us opportunities to make others feel better. And many ultrasensitives, of course, Cassandra, are healers and readers and teachers here on a very special mission. But we're very sensitive to everything, so it's a double-edged sword. Getting through the day, in many cases, dealing with mood issues, dealing with chronic digestive problems, dealing with muscle aches and pains and candida, the yeast overgrowth, which is a big deal. This candida overgrowth is the world's pandemic right now and is responsible for the bulk of these food allergies and chemical sensitivities that people are experiencing. And it mostly goes undiagnosed. And we'll be talking about that tonight a bit, I'm sure.
And the things that they're putting in foods, that's what's causing the candida?
Some of it is causing candida. It's also causing immune disorders, which is another Achilles heel, if you will, for sensitive people and lesser sensitive people alike. But yes, it is the foods, the food additives. Oftentimes, it's the air and the water. It's all around us, and we just have to make sure that we're doing the best we can to eat the best foods and the purest foods, and to cleanse ourselves and rid ourselves of toxins that are creating the symptoms that you are dealing with right now.
Got it. Would you like to take a call?
Let's take a call.
All right, because I'll get to the other things too. Don't worry. I just want to make sure that we get all the callers and it's lining up already. All right?
All righty.
So we're going to start with Pam in Arizona. Pam, do you have a question for Dr. Emil?
Yes, hi. I just wondered if the doctor can see my energy and see if I'm getting enough protein, if I'm eating healthy enough, or what he would see going on with my energy.
Okay. Let's see, Pam. What's your date of birth?
12/14/1958.
Just those two parts, the month and the date. What is it?
December 14th.
Yeah, that's all I need. Just tuning in with that. All right, Pam, let me see what's going on here. Just relax with me and let your aura open, please. Okay. I do feel like you are protein deficient, significantly protein deficient, Pam, and I do feel like you're not absorbing nutrients. And I do feel like this has been going on, I'm going to call it decades here. I'm going to call it quite a long time. I sense that you're low in iodine, you are low in the B vitamins, and I would be on a B complex right now to help with your energy levels, because I feel that you could run out of steam quite easily. I feel like your adrenal glands are also fatigued. So I feel like there could be some energy issues, and definitely that could be due to the B deficiency, your adrenal fatigue, and you are not absorbing nutrients. I do feel like you too may have some issues with overgrowth of candida, and likely that's been going on for a number of years as well, undiagnosed and untreated, and that is kind of ruling your life right now. I do feel like there may be some mood issues associated with that as well. I feel like you could be in a good mood, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the mood shifts. And again, secondary to these nutrient deficiencies, which are in play right now.
Wow. You know, I'm gastric bypass, and I am nutrient low because I'm having trouble. The stomach keeps closing, so I'm probably going to have a surgery. But wow, I can't believe it that you just boom, boom, boom. And, of course, I can't maintain the protein anyway, and I hate to drink protein drinks. But I'll tell you, you really got my attention, and I'm going to take in what you just said and make it liquid vitamins. In fact, I'll go up to the vitamin store up here by Sprouts, actually, and get that tonight. It was on my to-do list. I'll just do it tonight and start taking the, vegetables and fruit vitamins, if that makes sense.
That would be wonderful. I also encourage you to do a gentle, be very careful when you select your digestive enzyme. You would do very well with even a papaya, a chewable papaya, something really easy, because you have it'll be easier on your tummy. Just do a digestive enzyme with your food. Papaya, bromelain, something very light, nothing intense. When you go down there, just tell them you want a mild, lower potency digestive enzyme complex, and I take that with each of your regular meals.
Lower, say the last part one more time. Lower what?
You want a lower potency. You don't want a super high potency enzyme complex. You can't handle it. You're way too sensitive, and your tummy and your digestive tract is way too sensitive right now. It's traumatized. So let's just do something easy. Even chewable papaya tablets by themselves will be very useful for you, Pam.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was great. I mean, I know that I could just tell that you helped her right off the bat, because you could just feel the relief in that. It's like, what am I supposed to do? And then you helped her. So that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, that's what we're here for. I'm here to do something. We're here to help each other. That's really what it is. We help each other in ways we don't even realize. But yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, in the long and the short run of it.
Yes.
I have a question in the end quick, and I just want to read this because I want to know the answer. And it's from Brenda in Ohio, and she is saying, how do sensitive people How do sensitive people's attraction differ from others? I seem to attract jobs with negative people, and I end up having to quit because that energy makes me nervous and I don't want to argue. But I seem to attract people who want to compete and are bullish. What do I do to change the energy to change the attraction? That's a good one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a simple answer, and the answer is what you put out is what you're going to get. And you can always tell what you believe by what you're getting. In this particular case for Brenda, it is a challenge. I mean, it is a challenge to work the 9 to 5. In fact, there's a little chapter in the book, You Are Sensitive, and I talk about working 9 to 5. I can tell you from personal experience, it's traumatic. And as I have become more and more sensitive, and by the way, you sensitive people out there, it is going to continue to make you're going to become even more sensitive as the days go by. And people who have never been sensitive before in this energy field right now that's going on the planet are really beginning to feel the energies intensely of other people and other places and things and everything around us, and are finding leaving the house is becoming a very traumatic experience. So to find a 9 to 5 job that suits a sensitive person, that is magic in itself. But the point, what I want to say is, put out what you're looking for. Be very clear what you're willing to accept. If you're drawing in people who are challenging you and who are energetically ugly, if you will, excuse my French, energetically inappropriate, then you're not putting the right energy out, Brenda. So what you want to do is think of a workplace in general that would be acceptable for you, and then manifest those individuals, that kind of individual, to help you work with it. Sensitive people have challenges in the workplace. It's going to be a challenge. Protect yourself, obviously. When you get out there, you're going to have to deal with negative energies. That's what is. There are people out there who are not always of the positive place. So it is a challenge, and be discerning and be protective and put the energy out that you want to receive back.
It's interesting that you say that it's going to be getting a little bit more challenging now for everyone, because the energies are changing, the vibrations are changing, all the things that are going on. And I think most of this some of it's to help us wake up, to know that there's something going on out there, and things are changing. Times are changing.
Well, what it's doing, what I feel it's doing, Cassandra, it's separating the wheat from the what do you call it, the wheat from the chaff, whatever that is. It's making the separation much more obvious.
Right.
The sensitive people are becoming, wow, I can really, and this is what I'm seeing every day in my practice and people I interact with. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden I see who I am, and I see who I'm not. And so the separation, that gap is becoming wider.
Actually, that's what we need. There's a lot of things here. I always say when I'm giving readings, perfect timing has to be perfect. It's divine timing. So everything that happens to us, even with Brenda saying, why do I attract all these negative jobs and negative peoples? When you first realize it, it's not just something that you were cursed with. It's something that you are bringing on yourself. So when you do protect yourself and you feel more empowered, a lot of people, I had one show in here about how to take your power back. Take your power back. When you give that away, then you feel weak. And then again, any of these, when you have your defenses down, whether it's physically or spiritually, then things come to you that aren't good for you.
Right.
So,
and I want to add in, as you're correct, but absolutely correct, and I fully agree with that. The one thing I would say is, if remove the fear, because we're fearful, like, oh, my trepidation, I don't know if I can work that job. I don't know if I'll be able to interact with that individual. And what you have just done is you've set that negativity in motion, and you've pulled it in. Come in without fear. Come in with the confidence that you're talking about, and know that you can function, that you are successful, and protect yourself as best you can, and stay away from interactions at work that create conflict. And sometimes we have to work through a few jobs before we find one that we can actually survive.
I've known some people, they go through these jobs and it's like, oh, it's the same old job, different name, different faces, and they keep going through it and going through it and going through it until they finally say, you know what, this isn't the type of job I want. I want this. And it's the same with relationships too. You know, some people will go through the same, find the same person, different face in different relationships until they finally figure out they don't want that. So then they have to change that thought pattern, that vibration that they're in. So sometimes we could do it the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
At the end of the day, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So clearly, we need to make a change here. So it's just a matter of finding that right situation. The other thing that I've noticed is a lot of people who used to do the 9 to 5 or who have thought about doing the 9 to 5, I feel like part of this is making these individuals, us ultra-sensitive, step into our own power, to our own career, and become self-employed. And that is happening now. People are leaving corporate America at a rate I've never heard of before. And they're going, you know what, that's because the universe is pushing you out and saying, hey, you know what, that's a safe place to make a buck every hour, and you know your paycheck. It's like, take the net away, jump, and know that the net will be there when you need it. So make that leap, take that leap of faith, know that the net will be there when you jump, and step into your own private practice. What it is you love to do. You relying on others for income has been necessary and sometimes continues to be, but if you've got a skill, and I know you do, we're ultra competent, ultra diligent as ultra sensitive individuals, as light beings, as light workers. Step into a practice, get into a collaborative practice. Think about how you can take your skills, hang out a shingle, and be your own boss. And that's what the universe is doing right now. It's pushing people away from the fear base and going, hey, I can do this on my own. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to be in a fear situation.
Yeah, pushing them out of their comfort zone.
That's right.
Wow,
we're not going anywhere in our comfort zone. We're going to sleep in our comfort zone.
One of the cards that I have, it depicts this very well if someone draws that card, and it's called lazy. So the card is called lazy, but they're like, I'm not lazy. It's like, no, this is saying you have developed a routine, you're in a rut, you're feeling safe, you're feeling secure. And when you feel that way, nothing else is happening. So that's why the universe shakes it up a little bit and says, hey, you could do this or you could do that. And that's what I'm all about, is just empowering people and letting them know that they can take this power back. They don't have to be victims.
That's right. When you get in that comfort zone, it's time to look for something else. You haven't been challenged enough. And the universe is challenging you. So if you're comfortable, there's something else waiting for you.
That's right. Would you like to take another call?
Sure, let's take another call. All right.
We have Renee in Pennsylvania.
Renee. Hello, Renee.
Age 22.
Age 22?
No, age 22.
Is that your birth month?
Yes.
Okay, she's just giving you her birth month, August.
I understand.
22nd.
Okay. Very good. Is she going to speak with us, or are we going to relay? Am I going to speak with Renee? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for joining us this evening. What question do you have for me? What seems to be going on?
Well, I have some health issues I'm working on, and also I have to start some different businesses.
Okay. And do you have a question or a specific area you want me to get into, or what's the question?
Well, what do you pick up? Because I'm working on moving and then starting and...
Okay, you're looking at moving your business, or you're looking at moving out of the area?
Looking to move out of the area, maybe in my area for a little while, and then next year moving out of it totally, and starting maybe a business now, and then seeing where I can branch out where I really want to land.
Okay. The first thing I feel is, yes, the area, moving out of the area, and I mean significantly away from that area, feels right to me right now for you. but I'm not sure I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you starting a business now and then moving out of the area and moving the business. I feel like in the interim right now, I'm feeling like they want you to work on your health first. They want you to be whole before you jump in with both feet, and that's the way you want to jump in, because right now I feel if you jump in right now, you're not going in all the way with everything you need to give it, including all the energy you need. I do feel like your energy levels are a little low. I do feel like they're... I'm sorry?
Yes. They are right now. That's why I didn't start the business yet. I wanted to start it next year.
Yeah, and I feel like by, let's see, I'm feeling like March next year you should be, if you make the changes that your guides are wanting you to change in terms of your health, and I'm also talking about your emotional health, there's some emotional / energetic / relationship issues that need to be resolved before that will be fully in fruition. In other words, we need to clean the house. We need to close up some things that are hanging. I feel like there's 2 or 3 unfinished relationships, both business and romantic, that are still hanging out there. I don't know exactly what that is right now, but I just feel like there needs to be closure on at least 2, and I'm getting possibly a 3rd minor issue before you take steps to delve into a new venture. I feel like old ventures have not been cleared. And I do feel like I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I do feel like there are some, also here, some nutritional and or other areas of health, some organ systems that I would love to see more balanced. I feel like your thyroid is off. I feel like your hormones are off. And those things will help you feel better and give you some of the courage, if you will, and the strength to deal with these unfinished pieces of business.
You are correct, because that's what I've been working on. The last year or year and a half on a lot of issues I've been working on.
All right. I do want to say this about you, Renee. You have you're very powerful. You have a lot of healing energy. In fact, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say this. I'm going to call you a white witch in the best possible way with words of love. But I feel like you have been so frightened by it. I feel like you have been stifled so much that is not even on the table right now. And you don't even have to become that, or you are that, but I feel like you've not been comfortable with any of those notions and those gifts for a period of time because of what has transpired over the last 5 years. So I just feel like you'll be able to use these gifts to do whatever you want to do, whether you want to actually practice as a healer and a counselor more than anything else. But before you do, I want you to start balancing some of those issues we talked about earlier and close these other things up. Heal them, close them up, give closure to them, and get them off your plate, because right now I just feel you're being dragged in multiple directions, at least 3.
You are correct, and what you said before is correct, too. That's why I'm holding back. I'm not showing who I am. I am counseling people that need help, that are my friends, and I try to help some other people, which I will not work with ever again. But you're correct. I'm not coming out to who I really am. There's a mask on, so people don't really know who I really am. Even my friends don't know. Right. Only intuitive to know.
But the most important thing is that you know.
Yes, I do.
And that you honor it and you treasure it and you be grateful for it, and it will serve you well when you're ready.
Yes, it will. And next year will be the year that I thought this was going to be. So I said, okay, I have to clear a lot of things this year. That's okay. The year is almost over, so I want to get a lot of more things done.
Beautiful. I think it's a beautiful plan, and I'm feeling like this is going to be a pretty decent year. It's going to be a house cleaning year for the rest of the year, and then come late spring, I see things really starting to spark up for you.
You're correct. That's when I start showing who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be a lot happier then.
I'm sorry?
And then I'll be a lot happier then, too.
Yes. Allow that happiness in. Let's start tonight. Let's let it creep up a bit.
I call that get the big metaphysical broom out, because a lot of people have to start sweeping, and it's going to be a huge broom. The people that I've been coming up against, this is huge, a huge broom. So put your dust mask on or whatever and get ready for it. Thank you, Renee, for your call.
Thank you, Renee.
Okay.
Good night now.
Blessings to both
Bye-bye.
of you. I'm looking forward to reading your book.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank
And
you.
talking about your books, too, I know that you had mentioned something about hormones because you have another book out, Hormones, Lies, and Thyroid Misunderstandings.
Yeah, hormone lies and thyroid misunderstandings. Cassandra, over the years I've been doing this, I just kept watching patient after patient and client after client, women and men, where, their hormone, every single person, almost without fail, had some sort of thyroid dysfunction and some sort of hormone imbalance, despite the fact that they were taking prescription medicines for the same. And I'm like, what is going on here? And it just, I just kept watching these cases, and finally, after getting a head full of it, after years of it, I'm like, I've got to put this out here. This is what I sense is going on, and there's a trend, and we need to fix this. This trend is going in the wrong direction, and so hence the book was born. There are so many, I'll tell you, tens of millions of women and men are out there running around with hormones that are out of balance, and their thyroids are not working correctly, and they're taking prescription meds for their thyroids, namely levothyroxine or Synthroid, even or Cytomel or Armour Thyroid. And I'm not blaming any of these drug companies, nor am I calling them out on it. I'm just saying that despite that, there are some things that were being missed. Their thyroid was not working correctly. They were having side effects with the meds, and they were not getting better. Their weight didn't change, their mood didn't change, but they were still on meds for year after year after year after year. So the book got born, and it's basically a summary of what I have learned and from those years of working with clients. It goes into everything. We talk about polycystic ovary syndrome. Have you heard of that one? PCOS. Mm-hmm. It's a huge issue, primarily in the post-puberty female group, age 10 and up until age 50, where there's an estrogen dominance and creating cystic growth and all over, not just in the female organs, but everywhere throughout the body. So the PCOS and menopause and PMS and all of that stuff, everything is in there. In terms of the way I see it, and then there's also some information in the back of each chapter on how to take care of those particular issues.
Wonderful. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can benefit from all the information in your books. And if we can, we have another caller. This is Leslie in Washington.
Hi, Leslie. Hello.
Hi, Dr. Emil. Hi.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can,
Hi.
Yeah.
Good.
Great. So what's going on, Leslie?
Well, wondering if you could take a quick look at my energy field or pick up any other issues. And I'm also looking for work. I actually have an interview coming up in a few days that I'm not sure about, but I'm very sensitive. So that's kind of an issue for me, is looking for a situation that feels comfortable.
Okay.
It's a smaller office, so that's good, but I don't know if that is within your,
well,
but I feel like there's a lot of things going on.
Well, in other words, you want some guidance on this particular situation?
Yes.
Is that what you were looking for? Okay.
And wondering, it's full-time, and wondering if my energy is up to it, too.
Okay. Let me start by saying your energy is capable of anything you want it to be, and I mean that not just globally, but in this particular situation, I'd say yes. You can handle anything you want. I do feel like there's going to be a male figure coming in that's going to. I don't know where, when, or how, but I see either in a short period of time, there'll be a male individual who may be more controlling than you wish them to be. Now, I want to be clear that I am not here to talk you out of a job offer. If it feels good to you, you should take it. So I want you to use your intuition, but I'm just telling you what I sense. You've asked me to do that.
Okay.
I feel like there's going to be a dominant male and a dominant female, but the male will be the one who stands out the most, and they may come a little later down the road in the office. Do you mind to share the type of work? Because I'm feeling like this type of work is not congruent. Can you tell us basically what line of work this is?
Well, It's more of an investment company, so financially oriented, and it overlaps with some of my background. It came through an agency, so it's not, I'm kind of retraining for something else. But because I've had such an issue just finding work, I thought I would go on the interview and get more information. But
okay, I think you should do that. I think you should explore it and see how you feel about it. But with that said, let me tell you what I feel about you, Leslie, in terms of you are an ultrasensitive. I do encourage you to read the book, and if nothing else, acknowledge the fact that you are one and embrace it and honor it. It's a beautiful thing, and do something with it. I see you, number one, as a teacher. People gravitate to you. You have this amazing energy to, I'm trying to find the right word, the right adjective. People feel comfortable around you. They feel, let their guard down, pardon me. So I feel that you will get through to the individuals that need to be taught. I see you training ultimately. I see you working with individuals. If you work in an organization, I see you in not in an HR, but in a training format, training individuals to do a thing, whatever thing it is that you're passionate about, and whatever company you're passionate about. But definitely a teacher here. I see you working with individuals in the teen age group, up all the way up. But I really see a focus there with the late teens, early 20s, individuals of that age group. But I do see you doing teaching work, and your energy is amazing, and you exude this confidence and this gentleness, but you're still in control and you know what you're doing, and I love that about your energy field. That's what I feel. Now, this job, you should check it out if it feels good to you. I feel like this is not the last job you'll be doing,
no.
or the last company you'll be working for, and I feel like it's a stepping stone, if you will. But what I caution you and other ultrasensitives is don't get into a position where your primary focus will be to stay in your left brain. I feel like this has a potential. Has a potential to be that. Mm-hmm. So make sure that it gives you what you need without taking you away from the creativity. You're very creative, and you have a design. I don't know. I feel like you have this great eye for design and placement. So I don't want to see this.
Yeah, that's more my field.
I don't want to see this be diluted.
Leslie, were you listening at the beginning of the show when we were talking about how the universe kind of shakes up our world? And if we go to job after job after job, and then this is not it, or we can't find a job. If we can't find a job, then these walls are up every single way we turn, and there's a reason for that. So sometimes the people that we're looking at it, we're going, I can't get anything. Well, then you might want to step back and see what the universe is trying to tell you, and that might be, like Dr. Emil suggested, whatever it is that you do, look into a whole different thing that is your own gift, and that's what they're trying to steer you. They're steering you from that. They're steering you from the regular type of work that you used to always do, and they're trying to steer you to where you're supposed to be. And there's no accident that you're on the show tonight, and that this is the light bulb kind of came on right now, and you get this, and you get this hope, and you go, I don't need to really have everything, my fate be placed in if I'm going to get this job or not, because I'm going to be able to go where I'm supposed to go now that I know it. So ask the universe, say, show me. This is your chance.
Yeah. And I'm just looking for transitional work in a way, because I am training and working on several different things, and they're all more creative oriented.
Good. That's good.
And which one makes you feel more alive?
Well, I know exactly. I feel like it's a ways down the road to actually be working in it, but there are a lot of steps along the way. But I need to be supported while I'm doing that. And that's been the challenge, is to find something that's kind of interim and steady at this point.
Okay. I see a shortcut for this. I know you feel that it's a long way to get where you're going. I feel like there's going to be a shortcut. You're going to meet an individual who's going to bypass a lot of steps, But that's going to happen, Leslie, only when you intend and your mind draw a picture of the darn thing, call it something, put it into action, put it on paper, and start talking about to either people you can trust or to yourself, and make sure you understand and have a good vision of what you want. And then that individual will be appearing. You'll be bypassing the traditional steps, and you'll be walking into something and go, "OMG, here I am." Okay, I see their shortcut, and I don't see it. I don't feel it's as long down the road as you feel it.
And I've thought about that too. Great.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's encouraging.
Dr. Emil, I have a great question for you here in the Inquicks.
Okay.
I would like to know, this is from Marjorie in Maine. She wants to know what she can do to lose more weight. I am swimming and walking and try to eat a better selection of foods. Do you see something energetically that needs help? How many questions you get about losing weight?
Lots of questions about losing weight. And I'm sorry, what was this young lady's name?
Marjorie.
Okay, Marjorie. So Marjorie, what I feel very strongly is that your thyroid is absolutely not working correctly right now. And it's two things that you need to be doing. There's a lot of products out there, and I'd be careful. I would do the simplest and cheapest way. The first thing you need to do is get some iodine on board, iodine capsules, and not the one from kelp, the one that says potassium iodide. Doesn't mean that kelp will not work, but sometimes that creates more problems than it solves. So iodine, and I'd be using about, let's just start at about 200 to 300 mcg, micrograms, one capsule with breakfast. And along with that, Marjorie, take some selenium. And that's going to come in 200 mcg also. You take them both together with breakfast. And I feel like that'll be a start for you. You are iodine deficient for various reasons that we won't get into right now. But your metabolism is off, and you can do exactly what we talked about. You can exercise 24/7. You could eat zero, and you'll still not lose weight because your metabolism is low. But we can balance that by getting your thyroid working. Your thyroid is hungry and desperate for iodine and selenium, which helps get iodine into the thyroid. And that little combination there will start getting things in the right direction. If you need further help, you can always reach out at my website, and they can help you.
And go ahead and give us that website, Dr. Emil.
Sure. It is Healing Wizards, plural, healingwizards.com.
Okay, so healingwizards.com. I encourage everyone who's listening now live or in the archives, go and check it out. He's in Scottsdale, Arizona, and you're in practice with your wife, correct?
Correct. Right.
Okay.
And we do work all over the globe, so we work remotely, and we can deal with anything that may be needed to be dealt with.
Okay, so no time and space limitations.
That's the way we are. There is no time and space. We are in the present and always there. Right.
That's right. Are there any other events coming up that you want to let everybody know about? Maybe they could see you in person somewhere.
Sure. I will be, Sue and I will both be doing our event called the Hormone and Thyroid Rescue, as well as it may be. There it is, right there. Hormone and Thyroid Rescue, it is what it says. And we'll be doing that at August 1st at the Storm Wisdom Metaphysical Store here in Phoenix, Arizona. If you want to catch us live there, and you can go to, where would you go? You can actually go to my website and email me, and I'll get you all the information, send you a flyer if you're interested in being part of that. Of course, we would need to do that one in person. We will also be appearing at the Sedona Psychic Fair.
Where I will be too.
And that's where you will be too, October 11th in beautiful, incredible, energetically appropriate Sedona, Arizona, at the Hilton Sedona Resort, October 11th, 9 to 5. It's a Sunday. We'll be there, both Sue and I, doing our work. And so will there be a whole group of wonderful healers, readers, and metaphysicians, and great fun to be had.
Oh, perfect. I am really looking forward to the Sedona Psychic Fair and to meeting you. If I don't meet you before, then you never know. I've been trying to get you out to Sedona to meet in person.
Well, we're working on that. It'll be up, could be in a couple of weeks there.
All right, I'll be there. I have a couple more questions and people still holding. If you are ready.
Sure.
Okay. I have Melissa in South Carolina. This is in the In Quick, so I'll read it for you. She has a skin condition on her scalp and in her ears. It's eczema or psoriasis. No cortisone cream can touch it. A friend of mine was given clobetasol.
Clobetasol.
Okay, for something, and I tried this. This is the only thing that stopped the itching long enough for it to heal, though the bumps come back, and as long as I can put this cream on, it goes away. Is there something as strong as clobetasol that is not a prescription?
This is a very good question. I'm sorry, what was the name again? Is that for Melissa, did you say?
Melissa in South Carolina, yes.
Okay, Melissa. Well, here's what I sense is going on. First of all, your digestive tract is out of balance. You have some what I call dysbiosis. In other words, we have an overgrowth of bacteria that are not healthy, and an undergrowth and not enough of the good probiotics, the good bacteria that we call acidophilus, and those good bacteria. There are many strains of them. So your gut is actually in an inflammatory state right now, and it is that gut inflammation that is actually creating a full body inflammation right now, and it's expressing itself as this skin reaction. Now, clobetasol is a prescription steroid, as you know, and it does help, but it doesn't take away the symptom. It takes away the symptom, doesn't take away the cause. It doesn't get to the root cause. What I recommend here, there's a couple things. If you want to use something topical that's natural, I would start with something as simple as calendula. Use calendula. And that can be very helpful. Aloe vera can be very helpful, aloe vera gel. But beyond that, if we're going to get to the source of it, what you need to be on, in my opinion, and what I'm sensing, is a good proteolytic enzyme, an enzyme combination, and a probiotic to start. We need a good probiotic, the good bacteria, probably in the 20 to 30, I know this may sound a little technical, but the 20 to 30 BCUs, that's 20 to 30 billion colony units, and you'll pick that up at your health food store, or we have it in the office and we can ship it to you. But your health food store should have something like that. You'll start with a probiotic on an empty stomach. And I also recommend, unless you have you're taking a prescription medicine that I need to know about, I would recommend to take a good high-potency proteolytic enzyme combination on an empty stomach. And that is going to help reduce the inflammation. Eczema is a sign of inflammation, and that on the inside. And we need to calm the inside. We need to calm the gut. And that is what's happening here.
Perfect. I just felt I needed to get that one out. If nothing else, I could just feel this has been something that has been a thorn in her side for a long time. So
Absolutely.
I know that the information that you gave her, and again, any of you have calling in or in the InQuick or listening to the archives, you can always go to Dr. Emil's website, which is healingwizards.com, to get more information, to set up an appointment. Again, he and his wife do these remotely, just like we had the healer on last week. There is no time, there is no space. So if you need some help, get on that website and call and see what happens, okay? I have Mary in Virginia. Mary, do you have a question for Dr. Emil?
Yes, I do. I was in a severe car accident 4 weeks ago, and I'm still dealing with some issues. Of course, head, back, and left arm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you have a question about it, or what was the question?
Well, I'm getting some mixed messages. I've been to several doctors, and of course, I had 2 CAT scans done. I've had X-rays, but I'm getting conflicting information as far as the minor brain injury. And, of course, my spine has not even been addressed yet. And the left arm is, that's not being addressed well either.
All right.
And
well,
I'd like to know,
go ahead.
I'd like to know what you might pick up.
Well, I do feel like there is some. I'm getting two nervous pathways that are being. We call them pinched nerves. I just feel like they're being impeded. There is some pressure on a nerve and possibly a secondary nerve path. That you're. Have you been to a chiropractor? Have you been to an acupuncturist for any of this?
No, I've just been to the primary care, the hospital, and the neurologist.
I encourage you to make a visit with a qualified chiropractor who practices natural medicine. Now, we do remote healing work, and there are others across the country who work remotely to heal these types of issues as well. It can be done. But I'm just saying what I'm feeling, Mary, is that there is two nerve pathways that are pinched. One is a major and one's a minor. I also feel like this little accident has created some circulatory issues. In other words, where the blood flow is not there is some blood flow issues to the injured areas, and that means that there should be some manipulation, either physical therapy and/or massage and/or Reiki, the energy healing, with a hands-on healer in your area, or a remote healing from someone that you trust to do that for you. But those are the two things I do feel like that is in play right now. The nerve path is blocked. That is impeded, and there are some that I feel like that can be improved, and I also feel like there is some blood flow issues, and those should be addressed, and they can be done naturally. I'm not, if you can find an open-minded, integrative MD who you work with at your, in the allopathic field, then that would be appropriate. But I would strongly encourage you, to branch out and look at some alternative therapies for this.
Okay, and do you think, they keep saying post-concussion, and of course then somebody mentioned shaken baby syndrome, which scared the hell out of me. Do you think that could be causing the dizziness, and it's like this whoosh that comes over me, and I get very lightheaded, and I feel like I'm going to pass out?
Yes, I do feel that it could be a play here. One of the things empirically from a supplement standpoint that I would do is you should be on a high B complex right now. Get yourself a B100 or B50 complex. Take one of those to two of those a day. Also some alpha lipoic acid. Those are the two supplements that I would empirically start you on, Mary. Alpha lipoic acid, about 400 milligrams twice a day. I would also put you on some lecithin. Mm-hmm. Lecithin is actually, it has the good fats that recoat and can help heal those nerve endings, because your nerves are frayed and fried right now. And the lecithin will help. The B complex will also calm it. And I would also want to see you on a CalMag complex, calcium magnesium complex. Those things will be beneficial for you to start.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I can definitely attest for the the chiropractic adjustments. I can feel from Mary. The first time I ever went to a chiropractor or even knew about one was when I was in a massive car accident, and actually it's when I had my near death. And I couldn't stand up. I couldn't do anything without getting dizzy. And somebody had suggested going to a chiropractor, and I said, okay, I have no idea what they are. But after I had gone my first visit, the dizziness was over, and I was totally turned around. And I love the way they call these alternative medicines or alternative treatments, don't you?
Right.
Because
I love it.
They were at the very beginning. That's original. Okay,
that is right.
The things that we're doing right now are alternative. Okay.
That is so correct, Cassandra. Well put. It is true.
Okay. I have a couple more callers I just want to get to really quickly. We have about a couple of minutes left, so callers, if you can make your questions very quickly, and we can get this going. So, Anita in Arizona, do you have a question for Dr. Emil?
Hi, yes, I was over here. Pick me. Okay, first of all, I guess my questions might be too long for your thing. Can you pick up on anything? Or is that...
No. Anything
You
I
need
can
a
pick
question.
up. I can pick up. Yeah. Do you have a very specific question for me, or I can just tell you what I feel is going on? What is the issue?
Oh boy. Okay,
Well,
I have a
let me just tell
bilateral
you,
brain injury.
let me tell you, your hormones are off. Your hormones are way off. Your progesterone, estrogen levels are not correct.
Mhm.
Okay. You had a specific question for me, though, Anita? Go ahead.
Okay, bilateral brain injury, neck injury, spine injury, lower pelvic hip injury, accident 2008, lots of medications up and down, getting really dizzy, top of head really, 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 really hurts. I don't know what's out of balance anymore.
Okay. For me, this is a blood flow issue, and I'm going to go back to what we said a little earlier. Have you been to a chiropractor? Have you been to chiropractors? Have you been to anybody that has worked on this?
Chiropractors, I've done it all.
Okay.
I do it all.
Okay. So when you say all, you've been to chiropractors.
The allergist I haven't been to.
An allergist? No, we don't. That's not necessary at this point. So what's the recurring symptom that you're needing help with? What symptom remains? What's the main symptom?
Top of my head where I was struck, one of the places, and then my hip. They need to do surgery, tears in tendons and ligaments. But lately it's the top of the head and the dizziness, and I'm thinking that's the medication. So
Yeah, and I would need to know the medications to kind of give you guidance on those. Your tooth hurts, yeah.
So bad.
I mean, I will just say this: your entire nervous system clearly has been disrupted and is out of balance right now. Again, some of the basic things we would do: the B complex, alpha lipoic acid. I would also put you on lecithin, and I'd also have you, Mary, on a high potency proteolytic enzyme combination to reduce the inflammation. I do feel like your nervous system is inflamed; that you're in a full body inflammation right now. That needs to be addressed to get relief.
Dr. Emil, we are out of time, believe it or not. And all those that I didn't get to, I'm so sorry, but you can always go to Dr. Emil's website, healingwizards.com, and get in touch with him. He's a wealth of information, and also hope to see him, attend his events. One's going to be in Phoenix, and the other one will be in October. Phoenix is in August, and then the Sedona Psychic Fair is in October. So I'm sure you have all of that information on your website, and people can find you there. And also look at your books, every single one of them. And I thank you so much for being on the show tonight, Dr. Emil.
Thank you, Cassandra. It's been a pleasure. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.